I'm going to show you guys what the Gear Manager and S Health app have on Samsung only devices that they don't have on non-Samsung devices, as I did in my previous video. So here we're going to open up the Gear Manager. As you can see, it looks very similar to the one on the Nexus 6P that I showed you earlier. Go into my Samsung App Store here, which I can also access through my app drawer because this is a S7 Edge. And one thing you'll notice under watch faces first is look how many there are compared to the number on my Nexus 6P. There's just a plethora of them in comparison. You can go under Essentials. You can see, oh look, there's a Spotify app that was missing from my Nexus that isn't present on any other device that I know of that is not a Samsung phone, which is unfortunate. And you can see also, Fit Evolution. I don't know what this is, but it's also not on, my Nexus when I go into here. For top apps, it showed what, like 7, 14? Here you have upwards of 40 of them. So clearly there's an issue where Samsung has a bias toward their own hardware. As far as, the Gear Fit 2, and I assume the Gear S2 and S2 Classic as well. So essentially you're stuck either using a Samsung phone if you really want to have access to all these, unless Samsung wants to, make them compatible with all other devices, which you hope they would if they want to sell, more Gear Fit 2s. So next we're going to have a look at like S Health. As I mentioned, you can see a lot more accessories here than you could on the Nexus or any other device running 4.4 and up. So on my Nexus I can only see like Samsung devices like you see up here on the top. Well, look at how many devices you can add here on my S7 Edge. You can add bike sensors, glucose meters, blood pressure monitoring, heart rate monitoring, all kinds of fun stuff that would be nice if you could use it on every single device. There's no doubt the hardware is certainly capable. It's just more of Samsung refusing to support it for whatever reason. I know, it's here. It could be a framework issue. It could be, a multitude of things, but I think it's certainly doable. It's just a matter of whether they will do it or not, Another thing to note is, if I go into like my Gear Fit 2, I did have to do a soft reset on it, so I did lose all my data from this morning. But it does, at least show up and at least let me click it, and it goes back there for some reason. Unlike on my Nexus where it just said, add your Gear Fit 2. I would click it over and over and nothing would happen. Well, here at least I could click it and at least it will show something, whereas before it did not. And, it will show me other things like, sleep monitoring. It didn't show that before, if that's important to you. I guess now it's showing walking from this morning. I guess it did, finally show up and add it back. I guess it had to sync, because before it wasn't. It was being a little dumb. So these things take time, even though I'm using my same exact Samsung account. It's just being dumb for one reason or another, and it's unfortunate because, Samsung isn't making it fully compatible, and they're not adding Spotify or some of their big selling points. It could be in the fine print, but just so you guys are aware, you're losing a lot of features on a non-Samsung phone for your Gear Fit 2, which, sucks. That's the moral of the story. I'm going to be adding more videos showing you some of the issues with the Gear Fit 2, so you can look forward to that.